good. So you're doing a great job so far.
Thanks. Thank you. Well, you're a good instructor, so.
Good morning. I'm at just arrived in Lantana, and I am getting ready for my biannual flight review. So I'm preparing the airplane, covered it, and now I'm going to wait for the instructor, CFI, Alex, and it's going to give me the ground review, which is 1 hour minimum on the ground, and then 1 hour minimum of flight. So I'm looking forward to it. This is going to be my, it's going to be my third time taking off from this airport as well as landing. So it's going to be interesting to see where the students go for their maneuvers and get familiar with the local area, which I haven't really had a chance to do yet, but I guess I'm going to soon enough. So let's see you in the plane, and hopefully everything will go well. I'm sure it will, and we'll catch you later.
Airspeed is alive. Gauges are in the green.
Turning final for 10 Lantana.
60. Go.
This is a quick little plane. It really gets up and goes, doesn't it?
Yeah. She's a beauty. Definitely is a beauty.
Traffic 25 Quebec, turning final for runway 10 Lantana.
3 towers, so there's one.
Oh yeah.
Yep, there's 1, 2, 3. So
1, 2, 3. I see one. Oh, and the one is further out.
Yep.
It's like a triangle, right?
exactly. So you can see the cables on those things are actually fairly tight in. They only extend a couple hundred feet past the tower, so you don't have to worry too much about the cables here.
Holy crap!
Marco Island traffic, got a white blue Seminole about 15 miles to the west, descending out of 3,000. What runway are you guys using?
That guy's got a good radio.
Traffic,
He's at Marco Island on the other side of the state. Well, the same frequency, and you have a good radio to receive him, and he's got a good radio to transmit it. That's pretty good. Marco Island is close to where I'm from, Fort Myers.
Oh, cool.
You see kind of where the civilization ends?
Yeah.
That's where we could start the climb out, okay?
Okay.
So I'll let you know. Alright, so once you're turned out for cruise here, we'll call 5,500 altitude, and for the steep turns, and we'll try to keep that.
Okay, so
whenever you're ready.
Okay, so let me just do the, what do you call it? The pre-maneuver, what is it?
Pre-maneuver checklist? Sure.
Yeah. I don't have it here. Bearing checks, yeah. So
remember, the steep turns are a cruise maneuver, so we can remain with the cruise power setting, cruise prop setting, cruise mixture setting.
Yeah.
We can keep that the way it is. That's the nice thing about steep turns, is we don't have to like fully set up for them. Yep, just do some clear and turns, and then we can pick a heading to go on, because we don't really have a horizon to see because of the haze. But go ahead and pick a heading to keep, and we can use that as our reference point to roll out.
west. Keep it west.
Nice and easy.
Overshot it a little bit. Okay, let me just get this straight.
And you can go whichever direction you want first, but we're going to do in both directions. So.
Okay, so we'll go left.
Yep.
To turn. Okay, turning left.
Remember, 45 degrees of bank is what we want, so between those two bigger pips on the attitude indicator. Let's add a little bit of back pressure now. Oops. Keep that altitude.
Totally lost it.
That's okay. That's okay. We'll get back on our westbound heading and we'll try it again, okay?
Okay.
Remember, as we add the bank, we want to add that back pressure gradually. Alright, let's climb back up to 5.5.
That sucked.
That's okay, you know, that's what we're doing this for, right? right? Or just making sure we're.
There's no. It's hard to see the reference, I guess.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. So yeah, just remember when we you can move your bank a little bit faster to 45 degrees, and then you can add that back pressure as needed.
Yeah.
Just remember, use your visual horizon. Use your horizon kind of on the cowling to see where you want for your bank angle, and then keep it there, and just use that back pressure to keep it on the same sight picture.
Sounds good.
And look back at your gauges every now and then. Check the trends. See if you're starting to lose and add a little bit more, stuff like that. And all right, go ahead.
Okay.
Go over to 45 degrees now, and add that back pressure. A little bit more. There we go. Now we're starting to arrest that descent. Off on it, all right? There we go. That's good. That's much better. All right. Let's roll out on west here. And go right into the other one. Yep, see that bump? Feel that bump? That was your own wake turbulence. That means you did a good steep turn. That means you hit your own turbulence, which is awesome. Good. This is much better. Good job. Okay.
The right one was better than the left.
That's good. You're fine. As you got used to it, you kept doing that. So good. Let's maintain this westbound heading now, and why don't you set up for some slow flight? And if you look down below you on your left, you'll see an airport down there among the farm fields.
Yeah.
That's Duda Airport. It's a private field they use for crop dusters.
Oh, really?
Yep. So, but that's why I like to do the maneuvers out here, because off to our right is X-ray 10, which is Everglades State. That's a public airport, and then off to our left is Duda. So, just in case we have any emergencies. Cool. Let's go. So why don't you go ahead and make a right turn to the north, please?
All right, turn to the north.
Remember, in slow flight, the turns need to be very gentle, so 5 or 10 degrees, nothing more than that. There's no rush. Perfect. So go ahead and do an approach landing stall or a power off stall, depending on how.
With the flaps or without the flaps? I can't remember.
With flaps. So remember, we're simulating. What we're simulating with an approach landing stall is we're coming into land. We're going to keep our airspeed at a landing approach airspeed. We'll have flaps in.
Excuse me, 1 second.
Yeah, sure. And so we'll simulate an over rotation stall as a rotation. So that's what we want to try to avoid. So go ahead and put the flaps out gradually. Of course, you'll need a bit more power to keep your keep your altitude here with the flaps out. Yep.
Got the drag.
So for an approach landing stall, so what's your typical approach speed when you're on final?
On final, it's about 75, 80.
Okay. So go ahead and put your nose down a little bit. Take the power out. Power to idle. Get to about 75 to 80.
Oh, it's not good there.
Yeah, it's hazy. So why don't we turn to the west? Yeah, good idea.
I hope the alligators are not hungry.
That's okay. If we need to, there's a highway that goes along the edge of the lake here.
Oh,
so that'll be perfect. There's also an airport further along that way, Lewiston. So, yep, we'll go ahead and get to your approach speed. Bring that nose down. Power idle. And once you reach that speed, I want you to pull back on the yoke until it stalls. All right?
Yeah, there.
Yeah, don't worry about the altitude too much. Yeah, we'll just simulate a rotation, and we'll simulate over rotation. Keep that power out. There we go. Okay, recover.
Positive rate. Let's see. Positive rate.
Runway Cessna 2,500 over Town Tollgate.
Excellent.
Heading westbound over the freeway.
Just finish those flaps up and hit your head on there.
Yeah, I always do.
That was great. That was a good job. You kept your heading. You recovered very quickly. You recovered immediately when the nose dropped. That's exactly what I want to see. So cool. That's your power off stall. So now let's do a power on stall. So why don't we bring the power back a little bit, and we'll get to about your rotation speed. So let's say 60.
60?
Yep.
Okay, 60.
So we'll maintain the same heading, and just slow the plane down to 60. go.
Doesn't want to start.
There we go. There it is. That's it. And we'll just climb out, recover, full power. Yep, perfect. Climb out normally. Good. It's a little tougher on this because it's got a lot of power, so it doesn't really want to stall with full power.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So if you're in a stall situation like that and you're uncoordinated, like we were at the beginning of the stall, we fixed that and that was good. That was a good job. But we stall, we're uncoordinated, and we find ourselves in a spin. Talk me through what a spin recovery would look like.
Well, power idle, ailerons natural, the rudder neutral, and use the rudder opposite
spin, full opposite rudder, yep.
Yeah.
And the last one, of course, is just recovering from the stall that you're already in. So pitching the nose down, recover from the stall, and the normal climb out procedure. Good. That's exactly what I want to hear. I'm going to do some unusual attitude recovery, so I'm going to put this in the back here for now.
Oh, that's been a while.
Good.
Okay.
Good that I'm reviewing it then. So I'll take controls for a sec.
Okay,
My
controls.
So we'll go full rich and full prop. And the power back. I want you to put your head down and close your eyes, okay?
Okay.
And go ahead and keep your feet off the rudder for now. That way you can't see what I'm doing.
I can feel.
Okay, recover. Alright, good job. One more time.
White down,
Okay.
3,000 feet,
Yeah,
over
controls.
27, just south of pumping station 7, northwest bound, Coral Springs.
Coral Springs, the Hawaii Cessna holding at our intersection, 2,700.
Oh.
Alright, recover.
Copy, White Star,
Power idle, power idle, power idle. There we go. Feel those G-forces? So when we're really making a dive to the earth, we want to bring power idle and also bring the nose up, okay? Okay, good. So why don't you go ahead and set up for cruise again? It's all your plane again.
My plane.
Yep.
That was a good one.
I always have fun doing that. That's the best part of being an instructor, is getting to throw the plane around a little bit and giving you an unusual attitude to recover from. So if you want to see how cloud formation is happening right there.
Oh yeah, this is a bad one, huh?
A fire's going on right down there.
Oh.
And
So it lifts the air or something?
if you want to, why don't you point your nose so your camera can see it? So the fire down there is going on. It's putting smoke in the air, of course. And you can see exactly the point at which the smoke turns to cloud, right?
Yeah.
The moisture condenses on the smoke particles because it has to cling to something. So it clings to the smoke particles, and it's also getting that uplifting force from the fire to heat underneath it. So eventually that'll form. That's forming a cumulus cloud right above that fire.
Yeah.
And so let's go ahead and steer, kind of make about a 180 gently to the right here, and we'll go ahead and steer back to the east. But I just wanted to show you that because that's a great example there of artificial, but it's cloud formation. It's the same exact way it would form normally, right?
Exactly what happens.
Because you have the uplifting force, you have the unstable atmosphere, which you have already in Florida. We have the moisture in the air, and then at that point, the altitude where it turned from smoke to cloud, that's where the dew point and the temperature match up. Right, the temperature goes down as we climb, and when the dew point and temperature reach each other, that's when the moisture will condense on anything that's any particles that are in the atmosphere.
Traffic,
Okay, your engine has failed.
Okay.
Walk me through the procedures.
Okay, fly the plane.
Yep, fly the plane first.
85.
Your best slide? Yep, 85.
Fly, let me just trim it. 85. Look for anywhere to land.
Kind of hard to see through the haze, but you got your GPS tool, so you see the airports down here, see?
Yeah, but
we know Belgrade State X-ray 10 is to our left. So why don't we make while we descend, we can go ahead and head down to our left.
to hazy there.
Yeah, it's a little hazy, but once we go down below the haze level, we can we'll be able to see it.
Okay, so 85, we gotta keep it 85. Okay, so we picked our place. You say this place? What is it?
X-ray 10 is a good one.
It should be there somewhere.
Yeah, you see the landing strip? It's right to the left of us.
Oh,
Yep.
see, yeah. So
That's it right there.
turns.
So you can
troubleshoot.
So you can go ahead and aim towards it at your best glide, and then once we're there, we can make some circling. We can circle over the airport, and then while you're doing that, you can troubleshoot. Well, in emergency, what you want to do, the best thing you'd want to do is maintain your best glide to the airport. Once you get over it, then you can circle and glide down. Right. And when you essentially it turns around a point, right?
Right.
And then from there you can make a power off 180 to land. So good. So now let's get back to our best glide now that we're kind of below the smoke layer.
It still has a haze there. Okay.
That's okay. We can see through the haze.
Okay.
And then let's troubleshoot. Yeah.
One of us can see through the haze. I'm not Superman. You might be that.
So talk me through the troubleshooting procedure.
Okay, troubleshoot. So fuel tank. Fuel. Do I have fuel? Fuel tanks. Okay. Primer. Is it on? Yeah, it's on. Fuel pump on.
Yep.
Fuel pump on. Maintain 85. It's over there. I gotta keep an eye on it. Yeah, and rich. Put this to rich. Feather. I have to feather it totally. Because to maintain, I should have done that too. Feather. And I think that's all I got. And try to start the engine.
Okay, good. So you're doing a great job so far.
Thanks. Thank you. Oh, you're a good instructor, so.
So if we were back there and where I cut the engine there, if we had an engine fire, what would be your procedure?
Engine fire? Well, the vents, open the vents, I guess. Wait a second. Engine fire.
Engine fire, not a cabin fire, so an engine fire.
Shut up the fuel.
Yep, good. So
cut
the fuel off on the selector, fuel mixture out, fuel pump off, all that good stuff. So so you're going to cut off your fuel flow, and then like when we were there, we were gliding, and the plan was to circle over the airport and land. If we had an engine fire, we want to be down to the ground as soon as you can. So you're going to nose down to that airport, and you're going to come in hard. Yeah. You're going to need to put your flaps down. You're going to slip it. Whatever it takes for you to slow down to get down quicker. Like you said, if you do have cabin smoke or fire, opening up a vent and then turning on, and then using the fire extinguisher to put out whatever panel fire we have, and of course the same thing. Get down to the ground as soon as possible. Right? Yeah. Turn off also. If it's an electrical fire, turn off your avionics master. Turn off your master switch. Any electricity flow, you want to stop that because it's typically an overheating from too much voltage, right? And good. And you gave me a good briefing there when we were talking about it earlier for emergencies to keep open the door before landing and be ready to evacuate. Perfect. Because it goes from farmland to swamp to civilization.
Right. At least you can land on these things, right?
Yeah. These dirt roads. See how there's an 18-wheeler? There's a big truck there moving on these roads. If it's wide enough for an 18-wheeler, it's wide enough for us. Yeah. Some of them do have small power lines, so you do want to be careful for that.
They're going across, you mean, or?
No, most of them go parallel. Yeah. The other thing to keep in mind with these sugarcane fields, right, is sugarcane, when they start growing it, it's very much like rice paddies. They have to grow it when it's wet. So freshly planted sugarcane, like these green fields below us, it's very wet soil. We don't want to land in that if we have an emergency landing, if we want to come down the field. You have some other stages, there's really light brown. That means it's been harvested lately. That means the soil is compacted, it's dried, and it's hard enough for them to run a harvester over it. So if it's hard enough for a combine harvester to drive on, it's hard enough for us to land on.
Right.
So that's a good field to go for. But dark black fields are ones that are probably most likely recently planted. Those are going to be really muddy. So we want to avoid those if we have to land. If you have to land in the vegetation, that's okay. The vegetation will catch you. But it's best to avoid the tall, because the sugarcane can get 6, 7, 8 feet tall.
But there are alligators around here, right?
Around here in the swamps, yes. You want to try not to land in the swamp if you can. On the fields, on these roads, any of those things that works. Yeah. So good.
Okay.
But again, don't worry too much about gators. They're not your biggest end. They're not the worry out here. Obviously, the main goal is to land safely.
Always a good idea
to survive the
also
landing.
A weapon on you. Yes.
Gators are in the wild. They're more afraid of you than you are. You're more afraid of them than they are. What am I saying? They're more afraid of you than then we ought to be of them. So like, they'll swim away. They're not going to come up and see you as a meal the second your wheel touches on the water, you know.
Traffic Cherokee turning final, runway 10 antenna. Lights, camera.
Traffic helicopter 1 Tango is final taxiway Bravo, parallel 16 will stay to the north of 10 at all times.
40. Okay, what are we doing now?
Up.
Full stop. Full stop, please.
Full stop.
Yep.
04 Echo, turn in final 16 Montana.
Montana traffic Cherokee clear of runway 10 Montana.
Good job, man. I like how you stay calm. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of traffic to look for.
Yeah.
I'm helping you out here, being your eyes too. So
Yeah.
work together. Well, you're doing good.
Yeah. I would probably do a few more 360 just to let the traffic go, because it's that guy that wasn't on the radio.
Yeah, the biplane. He was not looking for anybody.
That was not good.
The thing is, he doesn't have any equipment to look for anybody, because that's a Waco biplane from the 1930s. He doesn't have any. He's got an ADS-B out. He's got a radio, but he doesn't have any Probably doesn't have ForeFlight. He doesn't have any GPS. Doesn't have any.
But should have
ADS-B
radio should announce.
He should be. Yeah, he should be like looking for traffic that's announced. But you know.
Yeah.
Proceed on the final runway 16 Lieutenant. Please stop.
Final. Oh, somebody's coming.
Oh, keep going.
I guess I gotta go fast.
Bravo, Lantana.
Yeah. Don't worry about the stopping part of the short field. We'll just we'll treat the rest of it as short field. Okay.
This is alive. And rotate.
VX climb, good.
VX climb is 73.
You have a Saratoga, 2.5 to the west, and you're making right base for runway 16, full stop, Lantana.
Right base. What are you doing on right base? Good job.
Montana traffic Cherokee cross wing runway 16 Montana. We'll go right here.
Yeah, go for it. Keep it nice and close. I like that. I don't like it when people do these patterns that are like 10 miles out, because what happens when your engine fails? You can't make it back to the runway.
Right.
You want to be in the area where in the pattern, if you at any point you lose your engine, you can make it back.
True.
1 mile final.
Now, if a tower at an airport tells you to extend your downwind, well then extend your downwind. But if
That's usually what happened to me as a student.
yeah, if you're on your own, or if you're at a controlled tower, if you're at an uncontrolled airport, then
Clear runway 16.
Sorry.
Yeah,
It was warning me.
yeah, she's clear. Yep. Today's a particularly busy day here.
Yeah,
I would say.
pretty busy. Yeah.
So it's not like this every day, but
Montana traffic, clear for safe crossing.
can you ask the Saratoga if he can take the next taxiway? Because never mind.
Montana traffic Cherokee turning final, short final, runway 16 Montana.
He's taxiing all the way to the end, of
Traffic
course.
Saratoga clear of 16 at the end of Charlie. Good day, Lantana.
Good, wonderful.
Lantana traffic
Good time.
radio check. Out and clear. Lantana traffic got out 10 miles to the west, inbound for landing.
Okay.
We'll try to peel in.
Full stop.
Full stop.
Yep.
Okay, let me get out of here.
We'll get off on this next taxiway here. Good. So again, when you're short field, one of the things that helps is a little bit of aerodynamic braking too. Bringing that because you got a nice big speed brake in the back in the form of your stabulator. So
Montana traffic Cherokee turning on Bravo 2 from runway 16. In fact, clear of runway 16 Montana.
Montana traffic, Skyhawk 73 Mike, departing runway 16.
Wonder if this is FAA watching the guys and
Montana.
trying to catch them.
I don't know what he's doing.
Once they stopped me, they grounded me twice.
Really?
Not me, not for the plane.
Oh, okay. Wow.
They wouldn't let me fly. They just jumped out of the car, 2 guys, FAA
Wow.
inspectors, yeah.
All right, well, let's go ahead and taxi back. I think we're all done here. So
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to push our luck with the traffic patterns here. It's kind of a pain.
Yeah, it's pretty. And I thought, what's the day? Today's Tuesday. What?
Tuesday, yeah.
Nobody works?
Guess
I
not.
don't get it.
So yeah, I know. I saw your short field's good. Your normal takeoff line is obviously very good. So I think you're good to go there.
Hang on one second. Now traffic Cherokee crossing runway 28. Antenna. Ready there? Yeah, it's like the Wild West here, really.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Lantana has a bit of that reputation, man.
Yeah, and with the students too, so that's even...
Yeah, it's all student pilots, and it's...
Yeah.
And then you got students soloing too.
That's what I was going to say next. Soloing, that's the most issue.
If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. Thank you for watching.